Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to another edition of Q&A Live Hub Time. So again, if you're not familiar with the vibe of the Haven on a Saturday night when everything is normal, whatever normal is now, in between the 5 o'clock and the 7 o'clock, we would all gather in the hospitality hub. We would have some snacks, some coffee. We would grab some food and we would talk and we would love each other and we would just connect. So we can't be there in real life. So we figured this is the next best thing.
Yeah, but Paul, why are we in the basement? That
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so we're here in the basement. Those of you that might have been with us a few weeks ago, I talked about how through this pandemic and the things shutting down, that a lot of folks are doing chores and doing projects, and that Debbie kept after me to clean the basement. And
on.
I kept saying, I'm not going in the basement. It just had this scary connotation. There's dust. Dust is not good for your lungs, especially now. So I've really had this aversion to going in the basement.
It's the perfect time.
But
Garage, basement,
we thought we'd have some fun and do our Q&A in the only spot in the basement that is clean, and that is this one. Go ahead, Amanda, cross over. No problem. The dogs are fighting. It's live TV. It's
We're in the
chaos.
basement.
It's all good. But we invite you guys, send us some questions. We have the screen here, and we're just going to look to see what you guys want to know. Somebody actually had sent in a question before we started about the Impact series, which of course had just started, and then this whole shutdown came, and we started the electronic services. The Impact series was 6 weeks long, and it started on the first week of March, whatever date that was. I think March 7th, I believe. And again, we took that word impact, and each week we took a letter that spelled impact, and we used that as our theme for the week. It led up to a week of just doing all kinds of outreach, even with the limitations. And so those that weren't with us for the whole series, you can go back to the first weekend in March, and that is part one.
And that one of the highlights of that also was that we used clips from the Chosen series.
Oh, yeah.
Which has really added to it.
Yeah, if you've not watched the Chosen series, if you didn't get a chance, check it out. It's an app. You can also, I think, view it maybe through Facebook. They have their own page. But the app is the best way. Go on, type in The Chosen, and you can watch those. It's just fantastic. There's only been one season so far. They're kind of doing a fundraising to finance season two. Should be awesome. So here's the deal with our two services on Saturday. They are the same, exactly the same, whether electronic or when things return to normal and we're all together. They are the same. We allow for a little spontaneity when we're live, but for the most part, yes, they're the same. And normally we don't do a Sunday service, but through all this, we have been rebroadcasting it on Sunday mornings. We'll probably continue that just to give you some options of a place to come and worship and to join us on a Sunday.
Okay, so we have a couple questions coming in. Hi, Claire Gunson from Florida. Hi, Sheila.
We're hearing some of the audio might be a little hard to hear, so maybe we can work on that as we go. Someone is asking about my golf game. Yes, it is like yours. Mine is non-existent, but it was so awesome before all this happened that I probably needed this to happen so it would calm down and make me as good as.
Okay, enough about the golf game. We're going to talk about some of the treasures that we have found in the basement. And so I'm not the one that collects things. It's usually Paul that has all the stuff. But I did come across my high school captain's jacket. I was the pom-pom captain. And it was part of the marching band and had a great time. And yes, here's my coat from 1978.
So any of you from back in the day that went to Kennedy High School in Wellingboro, you may recognize the logo on that.
Also came across like a couple yearbooks. And the crazy thing is I found my report cards. They're handwritten. Boy, we're old.
Yeah, we are old. Yeah, we are really old. Anybody else have report cards that are handwritten? Yeah, I don't see many hands out there. I get it. Absolutely right.
I know you're out there.
Let's see. So here's some of the stuff I found. Now this is true. Now we started cleaning the basement? Very, very little, but we did start in the garage. We figured we'd start, above ground and then work our way subterranean. But I found this box in the garage as we were cleaning, and in there I found some electronics. I had no idea. I don't even know how long we've had this box, but does anybody know what this is? Anybody out there know what this
else
is?
Have one of those?
Can you recognize what this is? I think it, yeah, look, it opens up. Does anybody know what that is? Send me a message.
Saucer.
Send me a message if you know what this is.
We'll come back to that.
Yes, it is a Discman. So, no, a Discman. You put a CD in there. Walkman was the first one, which was cassette. This was a Discman. You put in a CD. You put this on your body when you went to work out or when you walked or whatever you did. This was the source of music back in the day. Now, those that had this know that it was very susceptible to skipping. If you were running, the music was chaotic. It was crazy. But I found my Discman. If anybody wants this, besides the Smithsonian Institute, you can have it. See me about this. Deb, what do you got?
Well, I found one of my Bibles from youth group. It's called The Way. You guys remember The Way? It's like, Jesus talking right to you. Very conversational. It was a great way to understand the Bible. And it was before the Bible app where you had to just click. I had 5 or 6 different Bibles, but I found my The Way Bible.
Wow. Awesome. That is great.
Question, how are your parents doing?
Okay. Somebody asked about our parents. Thank you for asking. They are both well. They're struggling, of course, under quarantine, a little bit tough psychologically, but thank God this virus has not affected the facilities where they're in, and they're safe and they're sound. They're well taken care of. We speak to them all the time, and thank God. We're just waiting for this to be done and the warmer weather, and we can all worship together again in person, and our folks can join us. So
Right.
we really appreciate
My
that.
parents are doing well. We're having nightly video chats with them, so we get to see them. We do a question of the day, and we do a joke of the day, and so it's great. They're doing very well. She's probably watching right now. So hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Love you.
Awesome. I do hear that some of their sound, they're having some audio issues where it may not be loud enough. So if our technician can help with that. All right. What else?
Paul, now that you're sitting at home watching yourself preach, do you ever find yourself moved by what you said even more now than you did then?
If
Good
I'm
question.
watching myself preach, do I find myself moved? Here's the thing. So, yes, we do monitor it more now than before. First of all, they're kind of recorded, and then we kind of check them out to be sure that for editing and everything. Yes, the Lord speaks to me because it's His word. So maybe a little differently than He speaks to you when you hear it, but He still does. God is absolutely using the word, and it's impacting my life too. Michael, thanks for that question.
All right, I'm going to go back to something I found in the basement. And so this was Amanda's Brownie uniform. Look at what a great little Brownie she was. Look at all those badges that she earned.
Do they still have brownies? Do brownies still
Yes,
exist?
they still have brownies. Girl Scout cookies, they sell it, and Girl Scouts. But Amanda was a brownie when we lived in Florida, and I found her little uniform with all her little badges.
Hard
Isn't
to
that
believe
cute?
my baby girl was once that little. Yep. All right, here's something else I found. All right, watch this. Check this out. Electronic. So you guys see this?
Here, let me flip it open for you.
No. I'm going to flip it open. So it has an antenna. Look at this. This was a cell phone back in the day. Look at that. Had that Fugazi antenna, and you flipped it open. Listen, Mike Rosina, wherever you are, this is your next phone, okay? I've seen the phone you have. This one's probably a little bit more high-tech. I mean, look at that thing. Look how small it was. And the antenna, crazy. I found this one. This one's even smaller. Look
That was Amanda's. She loved that red
Look
phone.
at this red phone. You flipped it open. I mean, does anybody still have these phones? Crazy, right? We used to use these. There was no real texting at the time. I mean, come on. I've saved all these electronics. This is the stuff we're finding as we're cleaning. Let's see some other questions. What do we have here? What do we have?
They go in the oven.
What do you think of the NFL draft?
What do I think of the NFL draft? Who asked that question? The NFL draft. First of all, the Eagles were crazy with their second-round pick. I'm just going to put that out there. The Saints were crazy with their first-round pick. So that's what I think so far. I've checked some of the later rounds out, but let's just hope they play football again in the fall. That's all I'm saying. Let's get back to NFL in the fall.
I'm looking at the Facebook thing, and look at this. Even the table that you have your stuff on is like an antique
Yep.
TV tray.
Yep, it is.
Clips together.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm going to share another little treasure we found. This is a silver coffee and tea set. My daughter, those that don't know, Amanda, my daughter is an old soul. And this was my mom's. It's not polished right now, but we're hoping to get it polished up. And she has passed it on to my daughter. So she's got a tea and coffee set with all the fixings. I didn't put it all here because it's very, very heavy.
What's the first thing you guys want to do in the quarantine?
So somebody asked us live, what's the first thing we want to do when the quarantine is over? For me, without a doubt, it's play golf. I just really, I miss that. And I can't wait for our first Saturday night together where I can stand there and hug you guys and just we can love each other. Deb, how about you? What are you looking forward to the most when the quarantine is over?
I want to go to the beach.
Oh,
Right
going to
now,
the beach.
you can't even walk on the beach without getting carded. So I'm looking forward to that.
Graceland, Motorola released a new touch flip phone. Are you going to buy it?
Motorola released a new touch flip phone. No. Absolutely not, Graceland. You get one and let me know how it works out. Let me show you something else I found. You guys remember these? You remember these? This is a Magellan. This was a GPS from probably 15 years ago. I mean, the graphics were really rudimentary. It was they had a TomTom that was very similar. Maybe some of you guys had it. Now we all have it on our phone.
But remember when Paul shared about this in one of his messages, and he said he never listens to it. So even then, that was the girl he never listened to with the girl voice in there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's still a girl voice. Yeah. Girls are always telling me where to go. All I can tell you is I don't get it.
Willingboro Kennedy 40th reunion. Why wasn't the head pom-pom girl there?
Oh, I guess I missed that announcement. Okay, so Melinda was asking about why wasn't I attending the 40th reunion for Willingboro High School and JFK together? I never got the invitation. That would have been fun. We went to, did we go to your 40th?
Yes, we went to my 40th, which was in northern New York, up by Canada. So we went to that.
Had a great time.
Great time. Really, really awesome. All right, here's something I found. All right, let me get in close so you guys can see this. Can you see that? So this is a picture of Debbie and I from the probably mid-'80s. Okay, we were attending a wedding, black tie event. Yeah, so I came across that as
Here's
we were looking.
another one with big hair. I love big hair. I can't wait for big hair to come on back.
It's never coming back, Deb.
It might.
No big hair is coming
so
back.
So that is a shout out to my friend Leanne down in Florida. She still wears her big hair, and I love it. Here's one more. This is this conservative Paul and Debbie. Here, Amanda, put that up there. There you go. That's conservative Paul and Debbie.
We'd probably been married about 5 years in that shot.
Yeah.
So we were just kids then. We're still kids at heart. So these are the kind of things that we're finding as we're cleaning. What are you guys finding?
Michael Reed, Pastor Paul, your hair's getting a little long.
Mike Reed thinks my hair is getting a little long. Yes, well, all the barbers can't work, and so I'm blaming it on our governor. He shut them down. So I don't know what I'm going to do when this is over. I'm kind of digging the longer thing, so I just might let it go. But Mike, thanks for asking, and let me know how that's working out for you, okay? What else do we have? What else do we have?
Wait, okay, so this... Amanda is a huge stuffed animal. We have a collector. She has tons and tons of it. So this one we came across is from the Daniel Show. This is from Sight and Sound in Lancaster. And we went to see the show. And have any of you guys ever been? What show did you go see? And did you enjoy it? But this was, we got this many years ago when Amanda was little. We went to see Daniel.
Okay, what are our go-to quarantine snacks? Deb, you go first.
Well, I think I mentioned it last time. My daughter, Amanda, has become so domestic. She is baking bread, and she's baking cookies and scones, and so I'm eating that.
Okay.
It's delicious, by the way. Good job, Amanda.
My go-to snack. I mean, it's kind of been all over the place. I'll be honest, we did a local merchant profile this week on Vincent's Ice Cream. So Vince Amico is a great friend of the Haven and a personal friend. If you've not gone to Vincent's Ice Cream, he's open. He's got a takeout window on the side. It's awesome. But he has made a few batches for me personally.
Homemade ice cream.
Of German chocolate ice cream. all right, with nuts and coconut in it. That's really been my thing for the past couple of weeks. As you could see, I'm blowing up. It's just been...
I'm doing the blowing up.
It's just been awful. But that's been my go-to snack, and it's been great. What else we got? What else we have? Let's see.
I see some people at Sight and Sound, they saw Jesus. They've seen Moses. Samson. They're all such great. They do a great job. If you never have had a chance to go see a show at Sight and Sound, I highly recommend. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So listen, let me go back to electronics. Now, I don't know why I have this box of phones from 20 years, but this was Amanda's phone. Does anybody remember the phone where the keyboard kind of slid out? You know, it was this. You talked on it, and then you kind of moved it and you slid it out and you had the keyboard and you texted on that. Anybody remember those?
My husband doesn't throw anything
I don't know why
away.
I have these. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with them.
Now you know why
I
have
felt
to clean the
guilty throwing them
basement.
away.
See, I told you.
Does anybody else remember those phones with the slide keyboard?
Best golf score is on YouTube. Michael asked. Don't fib.
Somebody asked for my best golf score. We're going there. Okay, so I've done in the mid 80s. I've done in the mid 80s, right before the pandemic. So it was kind of a conspiracy. I was doing really well, and then it all shut down. So I don't know what to tell you, but that was an exceptional day. That was a day that will go down in infamy on many levels. What else do we have here? The Lehmans just came from Vincent's. Awesome, right?
I think he's doing 3 to 8 every day.
Yeah. Support Vince. Great guy, great people there, and he makes all his own ice cream. It's very rich. It's awesome.
Yeah, my favorite flavor. He has one that's like a salted caramel, and your favorite is?
Definitely the
German chocolate.
Yeah, absolutely.
If a horse-sized duck cornered you and went in for attack, how would you tackle it if you were unarmed?
What?
Repeat it again.
If a what?
Horse-sized duck.
If a duck the size of a horse
Cornered you
were to corner me and attacked me,
how would you tackle it if you were unarmed?
I wouldn't. How would I tackle it?
It's a YouTube question.
I would just run. I would run. I would not even.
I mean, duck and cover.
Ducks are kind of scary anyway. The whole beak thing, it's a little creepy. But whoever asked that question, you need to get out. Go for a walk, get some fresh air. All right, that's all I can tell you. Oh, man. All right, more stuff. Debbie, you go.
All right, so, of course, everybody's got to have a pair of these. These are one of Amanda's first little shoes. They're little pink saddle shoes. Aren't they cute? I have a thing for baby shoes, and so I have a whole box of those. That I do have. I do save Amanda stuff. I don't save all the electronics.
Kim Lar, hi. Thanks for joining us. We are glad you are with us. Oh, let's see. You know what else I have? Does anybody... I still have electronics. Does anybody remember the BlackBerry? You remember? I have that kind of BlackBerry. I have this kind of BlackBerry. Now, in business, it was like the way to send emails if you were mobile. We sent them on a BlackBerry. Wait, I even had this kind of BlackBerry. Remember those? Remember the Palm Pilot? I didn't get into those, but the BlackBerry was a go-to for me for business, and I still have such a
He's
large
obsessed with his electronics.
collection.
Okay.
Anybody looking to buy some old phones
He's
to
got
save?
records. He's got all kinds of stuff.
I got them.
So,
what else?
Lori Reichman said, am I going to let my parents out of the basement?
Is Amanda going to let us out of the basement? After tonight, she really might not. No, we might be stuck
We
here.
have a lot of work to do down here, people. I
might
got to
be.
tell you. We got guitars. We got furniture, probably five like breakfast sets. And, we moved Paul's parents, so we have their stuff and their china and their glassware. And we moved my parents, so I have stuff from my parents. So we have Amanda's apartment from Nashville down here.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of work
Basically,
to do, people.
we
Pray
can't.
for me.
We can't move beyond this space
No,
without getting
we're
hurt
stuck in the corner.
or injured. All right, so that's the basement, and there's probably 5 or 6 weeks left of this quarantine. I would say. So
we can do it, babe. We can do it.
No, we can't.
Please,
No, we
please,
can't.
you guys pray.
No,
pray.
don't pray. Don't pray for that. No, pray for something else. Don't pray for that.
Golf. Have you ever gotten a hole in one?
So the Haven is. I have gotten a hole in one. I have. It was on mini golf. It was with the windmill. thing. I got it through the windmill
Oh,
and got
yeah.
it in the hole.
We
so
love mini golf.
I did a hole.
Josie enjoying the
I did a hole in one, but never
Oh
on
yes,
an actual
Josie.
course.
People ask if Josie's enjoying the quarantine.
Yes.
Let me tell you, both these dogs are going to go into shock when we go back out. They think that we are there for them, and they're spoiled rotten, gaining a little weight. We did take them for a walk today, so
Yes, we did.
they are going to go in shock.
Absolutely.
Okay, Amanda said
All right.
for me to show this phone.
Speaking of phones,
Okay, so this is the phone that I have, not electronic. Anybody remember these? It's
it was a push button attached to the wall phone.
so you couldn't go very far. You couldn't walk around when you were talking on this thing.
Yeah.
But this was from our first bedroom.
Yeah.
It was black and white with red accent.
Goes back a long ways. Anybody have a phone like that? Why do we still have this stuff? I don't know, and then I don't know what to do with it.
All right, so this is a beautiful piece that we got. This
Yes.
is from Amanda's Mima. She calls it, which is Paul's mom, Jean Skermali. It has Jean on the front, and this is her music box that she had on her dresser all those years.
Yes, it's playing Edelweiss. You guys remember
It's
Edelweiss?
from The Sound of Music, but she's a German back of heritage, and so she kept this. This will always remind us of Amanda's Mima.
Absolutely. So Louise Schoonover says we need to have a yard sale. Louise, you are right. And if you'd like to come help label everything with pricing, we will let you come do that as
got the better bun.
as a ministry.
Oh.
So who has a
let's see.
better
Let's turn
bun?
it.
Better bun.
Mine's bigger.
So I would have never dreamed I would have been comparing that kind of bun with my wife, but there you go. It's live and we're just going with the flow. Oh my goodness.
Anything else we have
Yes,
on here?
Lori, you're right. We need to
What?
put this stuff in a museum, including us.
Here,
we
Sheila
need to
has a
be
question.
in a museum. Oh boy.
Oh, the
So
blessing.
we've been
the
asked
blessing.
about praise songs that are resonating with us. We love the blessing.
That's my-
you know,
my
it's
favorite.
just great. It's based on the Book
Yeah.
of Numbers and the writing of Moses. It's just awesome. We can't wait to have the whole band back together and do the song, the blessing. You know, these days we have just been. You know, just kind of reminiscing a little bit, sitting and doing maybe some older worship songs, and you know, just kind of remembering where God has brought us from. So we've been there a lot, but there are some wonderful things that are coming out now. I sent that text blast to the church this week that to refresh ourselves sometimes, to restore our strength, we need to reconnect with our song, with the songs of praise, whether they're current or whether they're from our past, something that reminds us of what God has done and who He is. It'll help us in times like this.
I was the one who said the blessing because I love that it's a blessing on your generation after generation after generation.
What's your Enneagram types?
What's our
Oh.
Enneagram? So I don't know who knows how many of you know what the Enneagram is. I'm not going into that now, but those that know, I am an 8. I'm an 8-wing 7. All right. So if you
And-
know what it is, I'm an 8-wing 7, and that'll explain a lot. And my wife Debbie.
I am a 9, wing 8. Sometimes wing 1, but usually wing 8.
Yeah.
But I'm the peacemaker.
So you Enneagram people, you'll know what that means, and you can process it accordingly. All right. Somebody asked, what's our favorite character from the Chosen series? I mean, I would have to say it was Nicodemus. I love that whole encounter and that whole scene. Deb,
What a great
was-
question.
what was your favorite?
There were many favorites, but I just recently saw the backstory of the character of Matthew, and they intentionally used they cast him as a person with autism. On the spectrum, on the high functioning spectrum. And I thought that was just a clever move. He did not fit in. He was not well liked. He was socially awkward. There were some things about him that I never saw him that way. But I like the way that they portrayed him, and other people have related to him. They've gotten a lot of thank yous from the series about that character that so many children with special needs can relate.
All right, Teresa asked about our dogs. Let's go there. What are the ages of our dogs? So the small one, the one that looks like a cat, the one that's Amanda's dog, her name is Hermione. She is 4 years old, and my puppy Josie is not
here she
quite
comes.
a
She's
year,
coming.
almost a year. Josie, come here, girl. Come here.
Come on.
Come on. Yeah, she's almost a year. Okay, so she's probably telling me she needs to go out, which is not going to happen anytime soon. But we're good.
All right, so we want to invite you to the 7:00 service. It's a out of the vault service. Paul's doing a series, and he ends with Habakkuk. I love that at the end of the message, Amanda sings the song that she released last year. Called Habakkuk's Prayer. So it's you can find it on Spotify, and it's on YouTube. Many of you already know it, but it's a beautiful song that she wrote in a time when she felt like, God wasn't hearing her prayers, and so she wrote it to encourage herself. So hopefully you'll take a listen.
So next week we go into a new series, a 5-part series. It will be based on what God is laying on my heart, called Better Days Ahead.
Yes, there are
We're
better
going to look
days
at
ahead.
5 biblical examples of people that went through things very similar to what we're going through and how they got through it. It's going to be practical and spiritual. So we invite you, if you have not been a part of the Haven Church and you want to just check it out, we're going to that. We'll be very timely starting next week. But tonight, coming up in tonight's electronic service, again, from the vault, goes back about 2 years. We were in a different setting. Another church was there on Sunday. They let us come in and worship on Saturdays. So we invite you to stick around for that. This has been great. We're going to do it again in a few weeks. Yes. So let's go ahead and wrap our time up.
Amanda
right
wants to share one more thing that she's working on right now. Okay, for next week, she has. They're going to have a worship team where all the people are singing at their home, and she's going to edit it all together, and we're going to be singing one of our favorite songs with the whole worship team. So be sure to tune in next week to see that.
Yep, so be great. So we love you. Thanks for being a part of this. Let's do it again. Stay safe. Reach out to us. We're here for you. If you're part of the Haven family or not, stay connected to us, and God bless you guys, all of you.
Mm-hmm.
This is great.
That was fun. Yeah, that was fun.
Great.